How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 38 Chapter 7. This is Season 38 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Episode 7. In this episode, we will be elaborating what an archetypal alignment is and how it manifests. In past episodes, we discussed archetypal alignments as creating intergenerational territoriality. In this episode, I would like to explain how archetypal alignments create multiplicity with specific groups of dominance. First of all, as an example, an archetypal alignment between a father and a son creates a bipolar relationship between those two involved individuals. This bipolar relationship generates two channels for the expression of meaning. Thus, 2 of the 9 gateways corresponding to 2 of the 9 plates are open as between the father and the son. This means that any communication between that son and any father, that is another individual who shares the archetypal designation of father, will have 2 levels of multiplicity. But there are 2 distinct orientations to each archetype. This means that the antithetical or dialectical archetype lacks the preferential expectation matching of a bipolar relationship with that dominant, the son. In other words, preferential expectation matching between the father and son precludes a bipolar relationship with the dialectical archetype, being the daughter. This means that the link between son archetype and daughter archetype is limited to a single channel, a polar relationship. That is to say, that any communication between those 2 archetypes will be unidimensional or single channel and will lack multiplicity. We can elaborate this principle to see that the 9 plates correspond to 9 distinct gateways, which means that to experience 9 levels of multiplicity is to participate in a non-polar relationship, created by 9 distinct channels. To experience 5 levels of multiplicity is to experience a pentapolar relationship created by 5 distinct channels. And so on and so forth. The point is that the levels of expressive meaning a person is capable of perceiving is a reflection both of the archetype in question and the corresponding polarity of the relationship. Now, what does it mean to have 2 open gateways with respect to 2 plates? It means there is identity overlap between 2 exigent plates. Thus, it may be that the father and the son share similar voices and faces. This would create gateways corresponding to 2 levels of multiplicity. The most important implication of all this is that the territoriality of the archetypal tonic in our original bipolar example is shared intergenerationally between father and son to the exclusion of daughter. This is so because the son loses the ability to perceive the higher emotional states of the daughter due to a unipolar relationship. Without this perception, cooperation breaks down quickly, the relationship remains underdeveloped, and the son's relationship with women is likewise unipolar, meaning that he develops only the ability to use the daughter as territoriality. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.